Hey everybody, welcome. It is a gorgeous day here in Austin, Texas.
It's too darn hot.
It's too hot to be on the outside, but here on the inside, it is just lovely, lovely, lovely. And we're really grateful to get to be with you today. Here is what is going on. Check it out. We're talking about simple things we can do to help strengthen our immunity naturally. And we've got a list of about 7 things that we do on the regular.
About 7? How is it like about?
There might be a bonus tip that's going to come through.
Like, is that how you teach a child? Hey, toddler, count to about 7.
I'm not good with toddlers. But I know what I need. And
Hi,
I need
Trudy.
I need
Hi,
a whole
Vicky.
7 of these. And we know that you know them, but we're going to share them and maybe drop a couple of little insights on why and how they work so well.
Mm-hmm.
I think these are just good, healthy, optimal living lifestyle strategies.
There's going to be a couple of things that you should take note of and maybe write down. Because what happens is we have our lifestyle of things that we do. Like some people, they move every day. They move 3 or 4 times a week. So if that was something, then you'd be like, check, doing it. But then there's going to be other things that you may say, I don't really put that on the top 7. And maybe you should.
Maybe, just maybe.
Maybe you should. And if you don't know, we've been through a whole lot lately with our family and the immune system and losing Tristan's mother passing away, or how do you like
we
to say
refound her in the quantum, but yes, she left the physical form.
Because of catching a virus. And then Tristan was exposed to it and had to isolate. And Tristan's sister, who lives in a totally different state, and niece are both dealing with it. So we've been excited to do a lot of research on what else can we do in addition to what we're already doing. What else can we share with our tribe to help keep our immune system at the peak level, whether you're exposed to anything or not, or whether you're have a shot or not, or anything like that. These are really for everyone.
Yeah, these are things that help you live a long, healthy life, and they help you live a happy life. And I think that there's room in the day for all of them. So let's dive into these.
Turn the fan on, okay?
You do what you got to do to feel wonderful. I love when you turn the fan on and the air. You can put the air as well. It has been sending love to Victoria. My mother's name was Victoria. Remind me, I've got a beautiful picture that I'd like to share with you guys today. Just something that I found, actually 2 really cool pictures, and I actually might be able to show them to you now. Why don't we do this? No, we'll do the pictures later. So remind me, please. They're very...
If you watch our Marketing Mindset and Moolah show, what you just experienced was an open loop, which was the topic of this week's episode.
That's right. So we'll get to those pictures later.
And those of you on YouTube, hello. We see you piping in too.
All right, y'all. Here's what's going on. Get out your notebook. You probably know these, but let's talk about them, why they're important, and let's get excited about making sure that they're part of our daily life. So these are our top 7 ways to naturally boost immunity, and they can all be a lot of fun. So we can also play the guessing game if you'd like. You can feel free to pop your favorites into the chat, and let's see if yours ended up on our list of top 7. That would be fun. Okay, the first one. Let's take a guess. What does Tristan and Sabrina do a whole lot?
Talk.
Talk?
Is talking good for the immune system?
It depends on what you're talking about. Laughing. We do a lot of laughing. I'm going to put that on the list, but it wasn't one of the top 7, but it should be. It should be top 8. Anyway, the first one is movement. Lots and lots of fun, frisky, healthy movement. Whatever kind of movement floats your boat. We've got a dance queen over here who is just lighting it up on the floor every single morning, doing her fitness workouts. You've got us, those of you in the Life Force Mastery Dojo, doing fitness fusion with us, bands,
Love it.
light weights, cardio, jumping around.
That's one of my favorite
steps.
hours of the whole week is when we get together with our tribe and do fitness fusion. we laugh as much as we do weights and bands and cardio. It's so awesome.
It all gets merged into one, I
Yeah.
think. So movement. And for those of us who aren't doing like a lot of cardio or weightlifting right now, you're probably loving things like Qigong, Tai Chi, yoga, nice brisk walks. Qigong's a big one for us. Put that under like one of the number one category for boosting immune system naturally,
So
because
number one on our list is?
movement and Qigong. They really are one and the same thing. And the number one reason that I love Qigong so much,
Tell me.
it's because it helps with the lymphatic. It helps the lymph move because of all the bouncing and the tapping and the squeezing
And the shaking and the flowing.
and all of that. It's just so, it's proven to be incredible for your immune system. Okay, so that's number one.
Yep. And there's a great study that you can check out at some point if you want, where NASA did it on helping, I think it was the astronauts, right? So the fable goes, keep their immune system strong. And it was with a trampoline. So jumping on the trampoline, which is what we emulate when we do bouncing, only a whole lot more convenient than getting a trampoline.
Okay, you ready for number two?
And number two, drum roll. You got to get a sound effect of a drum roll.
I can give you like cheering and stuff like that, but I might, here's one for you. I don't know if anybody heard that one, but that was a bicycle horn. Okay, it's healthy diet. I mean, obviously, right? We are what we eat. Look at the foods that are going into the mouth portal, and are they high vibe foods? Because either your body's assimilating things like high vibe, meaning it's got lots of life force in it and it's nurturing your system, or it's got processed crap in it and it's hard and your body's trying to break it down and process it, and that's actually hurting you.
So I approach nutrition in a kind of a simple way. I'm going to avoid these things as much as possible. So one of the ways that I do that, especially before staying home as much as we do now, was these are items that I do not buy and bring into the house.
Right.
Okay, and that would be, there's no, we don't buy cake and candy and cookies and white flour. That like doesn't come into the house. If we were out at a party and there was a cookie on a tray, I might eat it, right? But just saying I'm not going to bring that into the house. And when I buy food to have in the house, it's going to be as much real food as possible. And by saying, I'm going to kind of not too much caffeine and not sugar and not white flour, then what we end up consuming is a lot more healthy.
Let's talk about what we eat on a regular basis, because this is just about us. Remember, not doctors, not prescribing or treating.
And we are not freaky, what people would say is like freaky food.
No, we're not food freaks.
Yeah.
We used to be.
We did.
So we like healthy whole grains, and we eat a lot of quinoa. We love quinoa.
Brown rice.
We like millet. We don't eat millet all that much, but we like it. Brown rice and quinoa end up on our plate, in our bowl rather, quite often. We love steamed vegetables.
Beans. We eat a lot of variety of beans.
Legumes.
Legumes.
We love our salads. We love fresh vegetables, all of them. We love squash. We love kombucha squash, cooking, baking kombucha squash.
Today you had bananas, maybe sometimes oatmeal with bananas and
we love our
berries.
oatmeal. We like smoothies. We like green drinks. We like probiotic drinks. We like lots and lots of reverse osmosis water. We keep it pretty darn simple. We don't use a lot of salad dressings.
I like potatoes.
She does. She likes those potatoes.
I like, you know how much I like potatoes?
Fries.
And please tell me if this sounds delicious or if you guys do this, because people laugh at me. I love dipping my fries in mashed potatoes. I think that's like so delicious. Somebody said to me, "You're dipping your fries in mashed potatoes?" I'm like, yeah, there's like nothing better.
That's so cute. Yes, we're not like so tight that we don't enjoy other things. Like, come on, we eat the pizza. We just try to get the healthy cauliflower crust pizzas.
Yeah,
right?
I actually made a Amy's pizza earlier today.
Yeah, you sure did. And I had a piece of it. And it was amazing.
Yeah.
So healthy diet, stuff that you can recognize, it's on your plate. You go, yeah, I could have grown that in the garden myself, or I did. And it's got life force in it. It's fuel for the body, and it's easy to absorb, assimilate. Maybe you need digestive enzymes. We're not, telling you what types of supplements or things to take, but we will move now from healthy eating into supplementation. So third on the list is there are certain things that you can be taking that can studies show and herbalists say and pharmacists say can help to support the immune system.
And I want to just reflect back on the healthy diet one thing, because it didn't occur to me to share it because I'm a vegetarian. But when you're choosing, if you choose to eat meats or even fish, just check to see the source that they come from.
I love fish.
Right? Like what are the cows being fed? What kind of injections are they having? Can you get them at Whole Foods? Can you get them at a farmer's market? And where's the fish that you're eating coming from? Just kind of do that so you know whether or not you're eating chemicals or not. Because you could be thinking, man, I'm eating the healthiest thing. I'm having this fish. And then then when you go to find out the store that you buy it from and where they get it from and what they put in their fish. So do that little bit of research.
Yeah, it's consciousness behind all things, right? Like where were the fish or the animals raised? How were they raised? What were the hormone vibrations that they were in? How were they treated? I mean, all of that stuff makes a huge difference. You're eating the chemistry that's inside those tissues that you're consuming if you are eating meat.
Yeah, we eat egg white quiche too.
We do. We eat some egg white quiche, and every now and then we get a little bit of cheese. Cheese and wine. Anybody? Cheese and wine? So healthy diet.
Don't mind
look,
if I
a
do.
little, as you call that, blood of Christ, right? Okay, number 3 on our list, our top 7 that we're going through. We're talking about supplements. And we recently had a lot more supplementation in my diet because I was looking to do some extra things to support my immune system during the exposure to COVID. So Sabrina's got a list of things that we picked up from a local compounding pharmacy, and these are things they recommended to us.
Well, I actually, and of course, we need to say that you need to consult your doctor to see what's good for you. But
Absolutely.
I reached out to some doctors and to some nutritionists and then to this compounding pharmacy. And you always want to get like a high quality of vitamin and supplement when you can, one that actually gets broken down and digested. I remember I read this one fact that showed that this certain vitamin, that there's just so many of them in the sewage system because it never gets broken down. The body can't digest it. So, you want to make sure it's a good quality. So what we're going to share with you are, these are just simple things that everyone should be doing all the time that we weren't doing. Like
we were doing them, but we ramped up. We weren't doing all of them, but we definitely ramped up during this phase, and I'm really glad that I did because I feel great.
So what we're going to share with you is even the amount that was recommended to us to really keep the immune system high. These are not the amounts that you would take if you had been exposed to something. You'd probably want to take more, but these are just like preventative. I want to stay peak with what's going on right now.
Yep. Okay, so the first one was vitamin D3. And they recommended that we were taking 50,000 IUs each day, right? And doing that during a prevention phase. Are you sure that the 50 was for during prevention phase as well?
That's
for the whole week.
Yeah.
For the whole week.
Yeah.
So vitamin D3 for the week. And do you have a brand that you sourced?
No.
You don't.
No,
okay.
We're not recommending any brands.
No brands recommended. Okay.
I did get, which I've never done before. Well, vitamin D is usually easy to take. They're small, they're gel, the ones that we have. So I don't mind taking 5 or 6 of them. No big deal. But we actually had a liquid, and I was putting it in with a tea. We were having lemon tea, which we'll get into, warm lemon and ginger tea. So it was easy just to put the drops into the tea.
So that was just for prevention, right? So 50,000 IUs per week. And the next thing that was highly recommended was zinc. So zinc, they were recommending 10 to 30 milligrams daily with food.
Definitely with food. Zinc can make some people feel a little nauseous. I'm one of those people, right? So I want to take zinc if I take it with like my largest meal of the day or take smaller amounts several times.
Now, vitamin C was also recommended to us. Vitamin C, 1,000 milligram tablets or capsules. And this was to be taken every hour for me while I was awake, but for preventative measures, 2 times a day. 2 times a day,
Right.
1,000 milligrams.
Right. So some doctors say when you have a virus, taking vitamin C until you get diarrhea is like a good thing. So we were doing 1,000 milligrams
Every hour on the hour
Every
while I
hour.
was awake. But then they recommended just twice a day for prevention. Okay,
So
next.
that was D, zinc, C, and number 4 is vitamin A.
Vitamin A. So for vitamin A, they suggested that we take 20,000 IUs daily
No,
with
10,
food.
10K.
Okay, so I guess that is 10K for prevention. So they had us up it during exposure to 20. But otherwise, it's 10,000 a day for prevention.
And also with vitamin A, there are some challenges with pregnancy. So you don't want to do that if you are pregnant. Definitely talk to your doctor.
Another supplement that was highly recommended to us was chlorophyll. So we were taking liquid droplets and following the prescription on the bottle, the amount that was recommended on the bottle.
It's like a tincture that you mix with water, like in a shot glass.
I will tell you that it will make your number 2 look green. But it is said, from what I was told, that it really helps your body to absorb more oxygen. And think of it, liquid chlorophyll, it's like the blood of plants. So you're really helping to support your whole system that way.
Yeah, I love for me, I love the liquid D. I love the liquid chlorophyll because for some reason, I just feel like, oh, good, my body's not going to have to break it down as much. Like some of the vitamin C's, I think you really want to make sure that I think they call it like buffered, and it's not going to hurt your stomach.
By the way, the vitamin A was 10,000 units, 10,000 IUs daily with food for prevention. Okay, so you got the chlorophyll. There was something else that I was doing that I loved, and this has to do with using a nebulizer. So it's a little device.
Do you want to go get it and show it?
Sure, I can go and grab it in a second while you cover the next one. So I'll be right back with the nebulizer so you guys can see it.
You know where it is?
Yeah.
Okay. Something that we started doing in, January, and we continued doing it and did it even more when he had been exposed, is the warm lemonade. And that was actually one of the things the pharmacist highly recommended 3 times a day was to juice a full lemon and put 1 whole lemon juice 3 times a day in warm water. And then they said if you could, boil ginger in the water so that it has the ginger in it and the lemon. I did the lemon and ginger separately because I was trying to get as many liquids into Tristan as we possibly could. And through the different teas, that was really good. The pharmacist did recommend chicken broths and bone broths, but since we're vegetarians, we didn't do that. But I would say if you do, incorporate that, and again, high quality. I don't know if there is low quality bone broth, but I bet there probably is. So let me look over here. And then they said, don't avoid sodas and soda pops and all sugar because we know things like cancers and viruses. They love sugar. Sugar helps things to grow.
Okay, we're back with the nebulizer. So this thing's really cool. There were quite a few of these that we saw online.
On Amazon, actually.
Yeah, we got this one from Amazon. I don't have the brand name here, but you just Google
Actually, if you
nebulizer.
go to satorymethod.com/Amazon, I put a few that are available, but it seems like they keep selling out of different ones and putting other ones in there. We don't want to monetize anything on this show. We're just like telling you what we did.
That's right. This is what buffered C looks like.
This
So
looks
you
like
guys can see.
this looks like a tablet.
That's buffered C. So it's just like a tablet like that. Can you do me a favor and can you pull out the glutathione in there? I'm assuming you put it in there. So what we were using with the nebulizer is something called glutathione. We can spell it for you in a moment. If we don't have it here, oh, there it is. That's it. So here in Austin, glutathione,
That's what we purchased.
Glutathione. So this is I believe it's glutathione is a mixture of several amino acids.
Want me to look it up?
Sure.
I don't think I can pronounce it.
Glutathione, from what I recall from the pharmacist telling me, is really good for your respiratory system, to support your respiratory system. So some people take this as a capsule internally. It's just a little capsule. And like I said, here in Austin, it had to be prescription. It wasn't always that way. And I have seen that you can purchase it online. So something for you to look into if you're interested in what we're about to show you. So basically just take a little glass or a little shot glass in this case, and you crack one of these glutathiones open. Now these are 300 milligrams. 300 milligrams. So what they told us to do was take 300 milligrams, and I believe it was a teaspoon of distilled water. So you would take a spoon of distilled water and put it in and mix the two together.
Into a shot glass, because you're avoiding alcohol this week.
That's right. So we've got to use the shot glass for something. Now, I ordered these little tubules of saline solution because the pharmacist said you can do distilled water, but it's really lovely with the saline solution. So I just Googled. I
couldn't find it at any store.
But we found it on Amazon.
Found it on Amazon.
So it's
we have a lifetime supply now.
We do. We have a lot. We had Googled on the Amazon saline solution for nebulizer. So it's something that you can inhale. So it turned out that the amount of liquid that was in one of these was about a teaspoon. So I put the whole thing in with one of the 300 milligram glutathione capsules. Put them together, mixed it up. The glutathione kind of fizzes and dissolves very quickly. Now this particular nebulizer has a little cap in the front, and you open it up and you pour your treatment inside.
And it's not a lot of liquid. It's surprising how much mist, I guess you'd say.
And now this device, when you turn it on, will...
It's got a battery in it.
Mist. It creates the mist. And you get a nice inhale. Oh, and it's actually quite...
Smell.
You do it.
Ooh, that's a lot of mist. I wasn't expecting that much.
Keep going. So you cleanse and clean out...
I'm feeling like a teenager.
You cleanse and clean out your nose. It's not a bong. And you do it through your nasal cavity, and you clean out your sinuses. Then you breathe and get it down into the lungs.
It doesn't smell wonderful.
It smells amazing.
Oh.
There's nothing not lovely about this, in my experience. So I use this every day, multiple times a day. But you know what?
It's not going to the spa. It's about thriving.
It's about cleaning up your system and giving your respiratory systems the support that it needs. Now,
Bonnie said it's a nebulizer bomb.
Here's what I can tell you. I didn't have any respiratory issue.
None.
At all. I had a little bit of stuff in the back of my throat and some drip.
And you
I didn't get
lost
a cough.
Your smell.
I lost my smell and my taste. But I didn't have any problem. Now, we have a friend right now who's been sharing from his hospital bed in ICU who is just really bombing and having a hard time.
Late 40s.
And it's in his lungs and his chest, and it's so sad. It hits everybody differently.
Yeah.
So we're not making any claims here about, oh, we're superheroes. But we've been doing our movement and our Qigong. We've been laughing a lot. We've been eating clean. And now we've been talking about supplementation. We were doing what I think are the best supplements.
Now, even before, I think such a blessing. Like before we found out that Tristan was with the two people that found out that they were positive, we had already kind of infiltrated this community in Austin that's helping a lot of people. So we had the resources the day of. And even though Tristan was the one who was in contact with him, I bought double of everything. And that's why we're kind of sharing this with you. This would be a really good, like, they were calling it the 6-pack, like the 6-pack kit to have the D, the C,
the zinc,
the
A, get the chlorophyll,
and the A, and the liquid chlorophyll. And if you want to try the nebulizer, another thing that they said was the Neti Pot, that how good the Neti Pot is. So we just have to be really careful what we say because we're not doctors, but
and everybody's freaking out about all the different recommendations out there.
So if you have been if you've had the shot, you can still have viruses in your nose and pass them on to other people. And that's where the Neti Pot, doing the Neti Pot frequently and daily to clean out the nose, is probably a really good idea for yourself and for others.
Yeah, it's a nice, responsible thing to do to make sure we're not spreading something unaware. Okay, so those are some of the top things, and I think Sabrina probably discussed the lemons and soups and broths and things like that. Did you kind of get into all that?
All of it.
Okay, so that's where we're going to leave this with supplementation.
So many people who are watching this already do the warm lemon every morning and ginger.
So is this helpful? Simple, all over the counter, except for possibly the glutathione. Nice to have in your cabinet.
Why don't you tell them the other thing that you can use with the nebulizer?
Well, again, now I tried this. I did the hydrogen peroxide, just the 3% with the distilled water, and the ratio was 50 to 50.
Food grade.
Food grade, yeah. I found it to be a little bit harsh when I was breathing it in. However, they were saying that the hydrogen peroxide is very, very strong and can kill stuff that's in the system and in the lining. So I did that for the first day. And I think that probably was a really good idea.
Maybe you could have done less.
Maybe.
I mean, less strength.
It felt a little raw. I felt a little, not burned, but a little like, whoa, that was kind of strong. I suppose I could have reduced the amount of hydrogen peroxide. But once I switched to the saline and the glutathione, my lungs and my nasal cavity loved it. So I was a big fan of that.
Yeah, and he continued to do, those of you that have the energy detox and reboot video series, this last one that we did where we included the lung exercises. Even though he was in the guest room with the door shut, I kept thinking, gosh, the neighbor's dogs are barking. And then I'm like, nope, that's Tristan. He was doing those breathing exercises.
I was doing that. I was doing the dragon's breath. I was doing a lot of the reverse breathing, getting that chi up in my lungs. I kept doing tapping, bouncing, squeezing.
Yep.
And I did a lot of what's up next? Sleep. Sleep is so vital.
So what number is sleep? What number are we on?
We are on number 5.
Okay, let's just recap.
You know what?
Quick.
We didn't actually cover number 4. We better go back.
Okay.
Quick recap. Movement. We're loving Qigong. So number 1. Number 2, healthy diet, great nutrition. Number 3, we jumped right into supplementation and the things that we've been doing to help boost our immune system. Number 4 is hydration. I think that's a no-brainer. Keep water bottles around, things that look at you and say, drink me. Drink your proper amount of water every single day. Do the math, figure out how much water you need. And just be consistent with hydration and cut back on booze and alcohol if you can. If you want to boost your immune system, don't compromise it with drinking too much.
Totally.
As you have a drink. Do everything consciously. Okay? So now we're moving on to number 5, which is sleep. I'm a big fan. I love sleep. To me, sleep is a natural form of Qigong. It's a rejuvenation process if you actually sleep.
Yeah.
Meaning you go into those delta brainwave frequencies. You give your body a chance to rest and restore.
Yeah. So what's interesting is a lot of people say, I can't sleep, I have acid reflux. I can't sleep, I wake up. So there's lots of reasons why. But sometimes if when I have moved my body, I sleep so much better.
Yeah.
It's like that energy that I needed to get unblocked and release lets me sleep better. Even if the movement is early one morning, I'm going to sleep better that night. And when I eat foods that are not irritating my system and are eating right before bed, I sleep better. And then there's also the thoughts, which is not part of our 7, is it? So I can bring it up right now.
Sure.
Like I've been really in a having a lot of sadness. I think it's just like a compound the past few weeks of Tristan's mother, and then being separated, and me trying to be strong, and what is he going to be okay? And then his sister, and then the 11-year-old niece, and then friends, and I'm in this mastermind group, and I went to that meeting this week, and both of the teachers were pretty sick, and another one of our friends here in town has a 3 and 5-year-old who are wearing little masks, and they told me that somebody drew a picture and brought it home, and they said, what's that in the photo all around you? And they're drawing pictures of people with masks, because that's what they see, and they say, oh, those are all the germs. And for some reason it just really made me sad. Like, and I've had to kind of think about, like, what is it that's making me so sad? Because I know that sad is my judgment that things should be a different way. But I had a certain flow of my life, and then it's like, oh, okay, we're going to stop. And then I thought life, I was looking forward to seeing people and having people come to Austin and traveling and doing things. And I find myself more scared right now than I've been since the whole thing started in 2020. I am way more scared right now.
It's closer
because
to you.
I've never known so many people who even right now, whether they have had the jab or not, are dealing with this and all of the unknown. And I have to admit that has caused my sleep to be interrupted. And then, of course, I'm thinking, oh, great, and now you're not sleeping, so your immune system's weak, and you're going to catch up thing. So there's all sorts of reasons that we don't sleep. So sometimes it isn't just a choice of laying down. There's your thoughts beforehand, and using some of the meditative practices and the Qigong and the mindfulness principles that are all over our website if you need them. And if you're in the dojo, you just have a plethora. It's really, really important what you're grateful for, and the energy that you're going to sleep with, and then just being okay if there's a feeling. That's where I'm at right now, that it's okay that a part of me feels like I'm mourning, because we are. Right there,
Yeah, there's a lot to process for all of us, and just like with, for example, I'll jump into with my mom passing. I didn't have time to really process it deeply at first because we had a big event going on and I had to stay present with everybody. But then as the event was finishing, boy, it hit me. And so it's not uncommon for somebody like a Sabrina, even, who's a high flying, high vibe person, 99.9% of the time, for that stuff to need to work its way through, to not fight it, not resist it, to feel it, to try to understand it, to process it.
Try to fix it, right, ladies?
Yeah, in the head, we want to fix it. We want to make it go away. We want to keep everybody safe.
Yep.
And sometimes we feel out of control. And so this is what it is. It's this sense that we're out of control and we can't fix it. And so there's a deeper surrendering into the divine, which really leads us into the final 2. So we're going to do a recap because we know the numbers got a little bit interesting here. So, oh, wow. I didn't know that, Allie. Allie just shared that she lost her mom to COVID. I'm so sorry. Wow. Yeah, it's lame. It's everywhere. We just were hearing about Bill Phillips, the guy who's just one of the fittest, healthiest people. Used to do a show, transformation.com. He wrote a book, Body for Life.
Yeah.
Who got sick. He lost 70 pounds
of muscle. He's getting out of the hospital today.
I don't know if you've seen that going around. It's like a little mini interview documentary type thing talking about what his journey was. So, wow. So sorry, Allie, and anyone and everyone who's going through emotion. But so this is leading us into our ability to manage these feelings, these emotions, this worry, this stress. So just a quick recap. We've said number one is movement, healthy movement. We're recommending Qigong and dance and things like that. Number two is just keep your diet healthy. You know what to eat. Eat the good stuff. Get your body filled with life force fuel. Number three is if you're interested in supplementation, look into that more. See what's out there for you that could help boost your immune system. We've given you some suggestions that were recommended to us, and we had great success with those. Number four is hydration. I know this is a no-brainer, but a lot of people are dehydrated. It's just a habit. It's really a habit. And even if, maybe don't drink a bunch of water before going to bed so you don't have to get up in the middle of the night, but drink more during the day. And don't rely on coffee and things like that as your hydration. It's not. Okay, so drink the real water and get good water. Sleep. We've talked about sleep as number five. So hydration was four. Number five is sleep, rejuvenating sleep. Sleep where you actually go deep and you actually wake up in the morning feeling like recharged, like you plugged in your cell phone and you got a charge. So number six, which we segued into as Sabrina was sharing about some of the emotion, it's about how you're managing your emotions, your thoughts, worry, stress, all these things. They're absolutely, they're down-regulating genes. They're causing the body to break down. They're causing the immune system to weaken. They're creating more inflammation in the tissues. All of these things, our body is trying so hard, but it's in survival mode.
Because when you're worrying, that thing that I'm worrying about, my body is experiencing it as the truth.
It is the truth.
Right? So when I'm thinking, what if this happens? What if this happens? What if this happens? It's like I'm experiencing those horrible things that I'm worrying about. And it isn't helpful. So reframing that looping and reframing that worrying into maybe being aware of something. And then is there an action that I can take? Or is the best thing for me to do right now is to practice a breathing technique and to shift my state? That's what I've been doing when I wake up at night, is I've actually been doing some breathing techniques and meditation techniques just to give my mind something else to do so that I can calm the body. It's like a natural tranquilizer. Some of the breathing techniques, because the animal in me thinks something's coming to get it.
Right.
It's fight or flight.
Yep.
I think the world is in fight or flight right now. I mean, look at all the hate, the political hate, us versus them, even the virus hate of us versus them and countries. And a lot of that, I think, is because everyone on the planet right now is scared. They all feel like they're getting attacked. And that creates a very high amount of stress. When I'm stressed, or I'm sure everyone feels this way, like the smallest thing, and I'm going to bark where normally I wouldn't, like where people are on edge. So number one, give people a freaking break. Give people a break when they overreact. Give them a smile, even if they don't give you one back. Love people so much right now. People need so much love because everyone is so afraid. And a lot of people are really scared, and a lot of people have lost their person, their parent, their child.
And we're hearing it tonight with Allie. We're sharing what's going on in our world. But this is now a time to awaken and use this as an expedient to raise our consciousness, which is number 7. And it's directly tied into your immune system. It's activating your heart. And going deep into the compassion that Sabrina was just sharing about, the understanding, extending love where someone might expect fear or judgment from you, you choose love. You freaking blow people away, because and I'm really inviting you in particular because you're part of our community, to be the light and to be the lighthouse that people need. We're sitting here doing our best to be lighthouses, to be reminders. We give the hook of immune system, and it's an important hook. It's an important attention grabber. Yeah, I know I need to boost my immune system, but it's all leading to this moment right here, right now, where we can talk to you about consciousness, We can talk to you about activating this unconditional love. Now, studies show, you can study heart math, and you can study some of the incredible research that's out there about healing the heart and forgiveness and this electromagnetic field, that when the heart is in a coherent rhythm, the immune system is more powerful. You're in a healthier state. Your whole body is in homeostasis. You are operating from the highest potential you can. But that requires an opening. It's hard to open the heart when we're in fear, when we're in survival. So that's why you want to move. You want to bounce and shake. You want to be imbibing healthy foods so that it's easier on your system. You want to have life force going in through the fuel that you're eating and drinking. You want to be laughing and smiling as much as you possibly can. You want to be checking those emotions, catching those emotions, and doing something to shift state, whether it's through the physical body or some type of meditation or tuning into a show like this. Something, getting together with friends, going for a swim, spending some time in nature, listening to the sounds of the birds and the water flowing, resetting yourself so that you have a chance to come back to your heart. Because in the lower centers, in the survival instinct, there ain't no heart opening. It ain't safe. I'm not going to open up my soul. I'm not going to get soft and gentle and sensitive. Are you kidding? I'm in a friggin' war zone. Right? But that is going to beat you down, and you can't be the lighthouse
You're
for
already
others.
the victim.
You're victimized. You lose your power. You're leaking your life force. There's no way you can support others. And we got a lot of teachers and coaches here. And look, we're sitting here saying, this is hard, guys. This is crazy times. I got sick. She's going through emotional stuff. You know, it's like I felt apathy for days. Like, what the? But now we're doing the tools. We're having the conversation. We're working the work.
Yep.
And in this heart of hearts, there is a knowing that's beyond all this fear and all this external drama, and there's a great awakening happening. There is absolutely awakening happening. The contrast is strong, but don't miss it. Yeah. Don't miss this opportunity to catapult your consciousness. This is the time to get the most out of this. So stay vigilant, stay awake, stay conscious. Do your part. Like, built to serve, baby. I'm moving my body. I'm eating clean. I'm getting sleep tonight. I'm not going to let my mind attack me. I'm going to be one of the strong ones that can be a leader, a lover, leader, and a hero. And your heart is the greatest hero you got. So love your heart. Breathe into your heart. Open your heart. Be guided by your heart, and it'll take care of you. And we'll rock this out together because we are strong together. That's my speech.
That's your story, and we're sticking to it.
We're sticking to it.
Yeah.
And thank you all for the beautiful shares and for being vulnerable tonight. Allie, so much love to you. Just feel the big hug of love coming your way. Yeah, I feel you.
And Beth and Doug are here.
Oh,
we know
you guys.
They've been going through the same thing.
That's right.
And hello, Barb.
Oh, sweet Barb. See, look, you know, you get all these very high vibe souls piping into a conversation like this. We are so loved, everybody. And love is the answer to everything. No matter how freaked out you get, no matter if you lose somebody. So in the consciousness perspective, Mom, Victoria, I was going to show you a picture, and it's going to happen now because we're remembering, and she's telling me, you show my picture. I know we're freaked by stuff, but in this awakening, there's no death. And I know that sounds cliche, but please do your best to realize that it's all going to be okay. In the end, whenever that is, we're all going to have a big awakening. Like, oh, everything's okay. Love has never left. Yeah, that was a crazy time. Wow, look how much I evolved in that life in Soul School. That's what's going on. Okay, here comes Vicky. So I found this picture. I was just looking through some stuff, and this was on the day.
Hi, Debbie and Kate. We see you guys.
This is on Victoria's wedding day when she got remarried, and I was there. You can't see the man next to her, but that's my granddad, and that was Vicky on her wedding day.
Did your granddad come to LA?
They came all the way from England to experience that. I've got 2 more pictures that I can share. This one's really sweet. So that's...
they were on a movie set?
They were on a movie set. And that's Vicky. And then you're going to meet me and my little sister. I don't know why there's a piece of leaf on Amanda's head. That's Amanda. She is the most adorable, Sweet little soul. I love
Yeah.
Amanda.
And Amanda and her daughter right now are two of the people we're trying to help boost their immune system.
Look at this little boy. Got some serious blonde hair there. So that's little Tristan. And we were digging in the sand.
You said you think you're in Greece?
We were in Greece, yeah. So, yeah. Life is rolling on, isn't it? We're going through all these chapters, and sometimes that chapter is a door closes and you transition, and you're in a new school. So let's stay awake together. Let's stay in this love. Do your best to support everybody. Extend so much love. Give people hope. Give them kindness. This is a time for lots more kindness and lots more love.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. We love you guys. We love this show. We're so grateful that you give us an excuse to pop in here and remind ourselves.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's how it is for those of you who are teachers and coaches. It would be, tonight in particular, it'd be like, you know what, let's just not even do it.
Yeah.
And you always, whatever you say when you're a teacher, you're always talking to yourself. Yeah. Even sometimes they say, oh, you're talking to yourself 10 years ago. And sometimes you're talking to yourself right now.
Today.
And that's how you shift your state. Sometimes when you rise to the occasion, like we say, be love, serve love, make a difference. Sometimes when you have that of yourself to make a difference, whether the difference is a smile or a phone call or getting your own supplements, whatever that is, it helps you so much. Even though on the outside it could look like you're helping someone else, it's always helping us.
And there she blows. All right, sweet friends. And we're dancing it out. Trisbrina Wellness Show.
Oh, darn it. That's right. We had to rewrite it, Beth and Doug. Trisbrina Wellness Show.
All right. Love you guys. See you next time.